Good afternoon. It's July 21st, 2023. And today, this is what we had. We had a range day, um, a lot of volume. So this is just such a great day for studying. Um, uh, just a lot of movement, a lot of trends, a lot to see. So let's get into it. So early on in the overnight and leading up to the open, we made these two measured legs. Um, so I guess I dragged it to the bottom of this swing. Boom. Pretty much perfect measured legs. Uh, Not sure when I came in, I wasn't sure if we were going to be playing the khaki channel or this flatter channel. If you had this flatter channel drawn correctly, uh, you can take this second entry long. It's a little concerning because uh, it's a little concerning, and that's why I couldn't pull the trigger because this is an inside bar, and it's a doji, and then this one's a doji. But if you have this drawn correctly, I did not. If you have this drawn correctly and you're seeing all that, I think you got to take that. Um, just because of how well prices are responding to the EMA and the trend line. So I think that's why so many people like that one. Unfortunately, I couldn't pull the trigger. Uh, so we hit those two perfect measure moves. You get an overshoot of this channel that leads to a break, and you get this channel down break, and then you get um, this nice bullish bar far away from the EMA. And this pattern the past few days, I've been seeing this pattern, so it's really not. It's not according to any rules. You would have to look at this as a new high. And I mean, I guess you could because this is like a micro double top. Um, so if you look at it that way, this is a second entry long. Um, we move up, and this is a really nice way to trap people. If you draw the measure move, we're bouncing at these highs, okay? Or I mean at this trend line. So we're bouncing there. You're getting some really bullish looking bars. The past several days we've been trending up. I'm just explaining how I was thinking. And so I could feel myself. I was just getting excited, ready to get a runner. And so I'm seeing that, and I jumped in on this. And really that just, I mean, take take the measured move away. This just looks like a range. We have these two basically inside bars. Uh, so this kind of looks like a little range. You have a break lower that fails, comes up to the top, and boom, it holds. So I got trapped there. Um, it's really not a good setup anyway because you're going into the highs, but I was just getting excited, wanting to catch a runner. So that's a nice trap. And maybe if you see that trap, I'm thinking maybe you can go short on this short, but I mean that's a lot to see. And really, this long kind of looks tempting because you're at these lows, but you know. So then we start this move down, and you get a failure right here. It's not off the EMA though, so I mean that's really tough. Honestly, you might even have it drawn like that, in which case it'd be off the trend line. But I think in the end it's drawn more like this. So we trend down. Really nice trend, but there's just no way to enter it. We get an overshoot, then another overshoot. I see that a lot. You get like a slight overshoot, comes back, and then another overshoot before the break. and that's what happened. And I think uh, this congestion happened just because we're in a range here. So range, and you get that failure and a move to a new low, but I think that's way too risky. Look at all those inside bars. Uh, Breakout pullback, move to a new low, and then we quickly reverse. And why did I mark this? Oh, because I marked it because like you could look at it as a failed break lower. You're just entering so close to that midline that I'm not crazy about it. And then the failure comes up here, and but you'd be right in the middle of this congestion, former area of congestion. So not crazy about that. And I don't think you want to go long on this super bullish bar, but maybe you do consider that. Anyway, we move up. Doesn't look like we get a new high, so I'm probably wrong. This is probably just steeper. Yeah, that's probably it right there. So, you know, no very convincing close outside, but you have a close outside here, or at least a new bar opened here. Not quite here. Maybe you look at that. This is definitely a break. So you do get that move to a new high. It reverses shoot. I mean, I don't think you can take this very bearish bar. I think you'd have to be really, really skilled to see all that. Super bearish bar, though. It's very tempting. Nice move down here, break, and we see that pattern again of a break and a move down with a nice bullish bar. So this is like a third or fourth entry. So really, I mean, you're in a downtrend. That's why these are aggressive. But that's like a repeat pattern of this, and you saw it yesterday. But not quite the high probability setup you're looking for. So if you take that far away from the EMA, it goes back, comes down, you get a nice bullish bar again. That's just a higher low. Then you get a two-legged pullback, but no signal bar, and that forms a channel up. So we make a couple legs up to the highs of the channel. Yeah, you can't take anything in here, too congested. We don't really know the context yet. Come down, we get this two-legged pullback. It's a little too much price acceptance there, though. Then we come up here. This one looks pretty tempting right now after the fact. I mean, it kind of looks like a hidden second entry long, to be quite honest. I don't think I can mark that. That's a little, you're pushing it. That's 4 inside bars as well. So I think you're really pushing it. But some people like that. We went higher. Then we go sideways. So you have a break of this short-term channel, a move to a new high, and this is very similar. This entry short is very similar to this one. It's just not as clean. There's a lot of congestion there. So you can look at it as a failed break higher too. Just aggressive though. This is aggressive. However, you see a couple swings that made their highs just above the opening price. Same thing here. So some reason to like that. It's also very far from the EMA. Boom, we push through once, twice. That's a failed second entry long. Oh man, I'm just realizing how nice of a trap that is. That's a very nice trap because this is a second entry long. Right on that key entry point. Okay, this is a nice trap for a few reasons. It's right on that key entry point. We did have a break. This is a range day overall. So these larger, and I've heard someone say this, I read this in the forum recently, and I completely agree. These larger, broader channels on range days, you just don't want to place as much importance and value on them as you do these shorter term channels. Because look at that. Break, move to a new high, and we reverse. Whereas this one, we get a break. And you didn't come to the top of the channel, so that's another reason. So really nice trap. If you see that, probably for advanced people, they might mark that red, but it is sideways, so I'll keep it green. Move to a new low, and then we shoot up, and then we find resistance right there. Come down. First entry, failed second entry long. This is also a second entry short. But you know, we're going rather sideways right now. So you know, this looks like you could run into some support. Look, it's right at that midline, and look, it bounces, boom. So you know, there's reasons to question that. Ends up working. First entry, this kind of looks like a second entry, but look at all that support right there, and you can see that's where people started buying, and that's what created this as a doji. So maybe if you went on that engulfing bar, you know, you're feeling confident. Yeah, it also found support on that midline. So anyway, we get a couple legs down to a new low, and we bounce right off that trend channel. The lows, yeah, I guess the lows were pretty consistent today. They were at the close from yesterday. Or is that today's close? Yeah, it might be today's close. But we bounce and we just go higher. And that's, again, this broader channel didn't carry as much weight as these shorter term channels in here. The shorter term channel here is probably just something like that. Break, move to a new low, boom, bounces. So no entry here, higher low, not a good signal bar. We get a break and another trap. Look at that. I'm just realizing that now. That trap is pretty much identical to this one. It's a second entry short near the trend channel, but it's near the broader channel. So all these people jumping in short early, boom, they get trapped. And we get a break and some bullish momentum into this high. That's a new low, first entry, second entry. I think that's a little too risky. Maybe if you see all that, you know, maybe if you see all that, you take that. But I think the better entry is right here on this double test. We're at these highs. We've been turning it down at these highs. Boom, nice bearish bar. But you're going right into the EMA. But I mean, we've been flip-flopping all day, so there's reasons to like that. Break of that channel, move to a new low. Same thing. This is the same. This is the repeat pattern we've been seeing. Super bullish bar, far from the EMA. You really might consider that. Let's see though how much you would get before 75.50. So you get 6 ticks there. So if you're going for 8 ticks, they're going to give you a heart attack right in here before you get that. So that's, you know, ATR right now, it says 1.64. It's been below 2 a lot lately. So that 2-point scalp has just not been as common. You get a double test right here, but so sideways. I think that's not like this one, in my opinion, but that one's sideways too. So I mean, use your best judgment. Move to a new low, break, move to a new low, and then we just go sideways, and that's for the rest of the day. And this is way too sideways for me, so I'm not taking anything. Let's see how the daily chart looks. Okay, so we got a bearish doji. So hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back Monday.